Hello again, YouTube. This is the truth, man. Giving you the truth. Boy, I got a treat for y'all. And this message I'm doing for a number of reasons. It might go a little long, and I hope not. But I gotta put this out there. I gotta put this out there. The church is not necessarily their fault, but they have failed the people. And the reason they have failed the people is because my lips shiny. They ain't white. I ain't been eating donuts. It's because they're behind on things. Let me just do a cosmetic checkup. I got a lot of cracks in my phone, but it be looking like I have stuff on my face. I don't though. But Kevin Samuels, as those of you know by now, has passed away. And there are people with a wide range of opinions and this, that, and the other. But I'm going to clear the air today as a PROPHET. I know some people say no such thing, all this, all that, but just hear me out. Hear me out. On this one, I'm going to put this along with the Isaiah 4:1 series because it goes hand in hand. And I'm going to probably tweak the title. But y'all know on Sundays I like to talk about the Bible, but I'm going to add some manosphere stuff to this one today. And I'm going to do another video probably after this about something else and related to the Most High. All praises be to the Most High and the real God, the real Most High. But I would entitle this Isaiah 4:1 series, Kevin Samuels, the manosphere, and their connection to Isaiah 4:1. Here's what y'all don't know about the Most High. The Most High can use an object. He can use a person that doesn't belong to him. He can use whatever he sees fit to get his justice and his point across, because when we all stand before him, there ain't gonna be no excuses. So if you try to avoid churches, you try to avoid preachers like me, other preachers, then he'll come right where you are through those people who you like. That's just how it is. So really, in their own little way, a lot of the manosphere guys are being used to get his point across to women, basically. That y'all, like the pimp say, out of pocket, a lot of y'all. You got fake wives. You got confused women out here basically ruining dudes' lives with accusations. Guys can't go to the NFL. Guys' NFL career cut short. Just all type. Hollywood career cut short. Like, everybody has a right to work regardless if they serving the Most High or not. The Bible says he reigns on the just as well as the unjust. Meaning he'll allow people that's with him and people that's not with him to have things in the earth. That's what y'all need to understand, you church folk. But people, I think preachers are failing because they don't know how to connect today's life and the issues of today's life, some of them don't, with the way they did things in the scripture. That's not one of my issues though. I'm finna do it today. Let's start with Hebrews 13:4. And yes, this is going on Facebook. And my elder relatives, if this upsets you, I apologize. You know, if you don't understand what I'm saying, I apologize. People with their own, people got their opinions of me anyway. So might as well get the word of God out. Hebrews 13:4. Marriage is honorable among all, and the bed undefiled. But fornicators and adulterers, God will, ain't no if, judge. Now we see in Isaiah 4:1, let's go to it. Because I like to read it for the people who just want to disagree with you to be disagreeing with, that laughter. You're crazy. Prove it. Prove I'm crazy. Prove me wrong. If I'm crazy, prove me wrong. And don't be insulting. The minute y'all got to realize how debate works. The minute you hurl an insult, you done already lost. You lost. I don't get, some of these people don't know how to debate. You don't let other people talk and you hurl an insult, you done already lost the debate. So, Isaiah 4:1. I'm going to go to it on my phone like I always do. It comes right up because I done went to it so many times. In the NASB, the New American Standard Bible, it says, and speaking in terms of how the dating scene would be in the last days. For 7 women will take hold of one man on that day, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own clothes. Only let us be called by your name. Take away our disgrace. Now I'm going to show you where that disgrace comes from. I'm going to show you where it comes from. See, Kevin Samuels really was helping you women. Because people were getting married because of the things that he was saying on his platform. But people didn't like him. A lot of people was jealous because he rose real quick. And you know how us, this color be. Some of us get jealous. We say, I ain't jealous. All I got to do is look at what you do. What you do will tell me whether or not you're jealous. Because if you are attacking somebody for something, now I can see some people came at him in the ways that somebody should have came at him. But other people just didn't like him for ways that didn't even make sense. Like, I was reading some of the comments on Facebook earlier, and it just got me started. If Kevin Samuels is in hell, it has very little to do with what he said on YouTube. It's what he did in his life. It's not what you say. You're not judged by what you say. Now, it will lead to actions which you will be judged by. That's what y'all need to understand. What you say, what you watch, that leads to, remember the Bible says, everyone is tempted when they are drawn away by their own lusts. Not what you say, but what you do. You shall be judged according to your works. See, what you say will be mentioned in the court of God, but what you do will be judged in the court of God. Now, I started with Hebrews 13:4. Let me read it again for you. Marriage is honorable among all, and the bed undefiled. But fornicators and adulterers, God will judge. He will judge. Now, y'all done heard what I said about adultery. I done already defined what it is for women and for men. But I'm finna show you something that some of y'all ain't gonna like. Let's start with the word fornicator. The word fornicator comes in the Hebrew word from the word zanayah, Z-A-N-A-H. It means harlot. Harlot is where all these words are connected in the Hebrew language, which the Bible comes from. So anything that you can't translate, that's not translatable into English, or you don't have the context meaning in the English language, you done already messed up. If you're trying to talk about something and you don't know what these words mean. Because words have been placed by them peoples. Some words is spellcasters. Other words are words that gave you a definite meaning of whatever the subject matter was. That's what y'all need to understand. Now, the word prostitute, I have to say it different because it's censored, and the word substitute have similar meanings. They knew that when they was creating the English language. Some of these words are translatable into English. So the definition of a substitute, like a substitute teacher, is a person or thing subbing or acting in the place of another. So if a teacher gets sick, or a teacher quits, or a teacher takes a vacation, they will bring in what's called a substitute to do the same job, but is not the person assigned permanently to the task. That's why they call it prostitute. See? Now, where does the manosphere fit into this? You have some people in the manosphere telling you, hey man, forget these girls. Why? Isaiah 4:1 is coming to pass. Because women will literally ruin your life if you're not careful. If you don't select the right person, there's gonna be a true wife, as I call it. You are in trouble, because alimony and child support will literally make you poor and send you possibly into homelessness. So this thing called dating and relationships is serious. Now, you think the Most High didn't know that? The preachers failed him. The preachers allowed men to be emasculated by their wives. Some of them are emasculated. They kept the secrets of their misbehaving wives, and they get caught in scandals. Some of their wives were not having sex with them, but their sex desire did not go away. So what happened? Jimmy Swaggart, he didn't come before his church and expose his wife. He just tried to get what he needed behind the scenes, but he had been saying some real strong stuff. That's where he messed up. Then a lot of other ones too. You don't know what their wives was doing. Their wives could have been disrespectful, not giving them none. You ain't getting nothing. All that stuff. Look at the squirrel. The squirrel listened to the word. No, but look. Let me finish. Now, in biblical days, what y'all don't realize, and I don't want to go too deep because some of y'all stuck in y'all traditions and y'all haven't researched this. But Christianity, these religions of today are the first religions that in which the Most High did not have a wife. Now, I could go real deep. You ain't ready for that. So we're not going to really get into that point. But what I'm saying, the reason why I bring it up is because in those biblical days, you had wives and concubines. You had the wives that, their marriage was consummated with sex. The commitment was consummated with sex. Wasn't no licenses or rings or none of that. But that's how they consummated their marriage. And then they had what was called concubines, who in the household had the same duty as a wife. She's just a little less than the wife. She was legally permitted to be in that household, assisting in whatever way the husband needed. And that's why, if you got a problem with what I'm saying, Ishmael, Abraham, the father of the faith, had a concubine that had Ishmael, and when that concubine had problems with Sarah, the concubine was dismissed, but she was provided for, and the Most High told him to make sure he provide for her, because he said, through Ishmael, many nations shall be blessed. Now take that up with God, Mr. Preacher, with your little white thing right here. I know I got a Nike thing on, but that judge not according to outward appearance. Y'all got to take some of this stuff up with the Most High, because he be orchestrating stuff. Oh, they won't listen to me, huh? Kevin Samuels. They won't listen to me, huh? Coach Greg Adams. You see? Because preachers be hiding in their pulpits. Then you go to them for marriage counseling. The wife be halfway or more than halfway responsible. And well, you got to be more of a man than that. Forget these churches. I'm telling you now. Forget these churches. If you can't be even close to the level that I'm on in my understanding, where I could go right to the Most High and get clarity, what am I learn from you? It's like a professor going back to kindergarten. Some of y'all. I know I don't have to look. I know I don't have the resources. I know. Why? People don't like me like they like you. And because most people don't like the truth. This one is not going to be the shortest video I done made. I'm going to make it as short as I can. So the word concubine comes from the word pilgish, if I'm saying it right, which means a marital companion of social and legal status inferior to that of a wife, what we call, in today's world, a side chick. So y'all don't want this truth, man. See, women have bought into the satanic system. See, here's the satanic system. Here's what the devil doing right now. In biblical days, they had what's called harlots, prostitutes, who were connected to Asherah, which was an idol during biblical days. So the priests, when they wasn't right, they had everything they need. They could get wives, they could get concubines. They still was going over here with Asherah. And that's what Solomon got in trouble for. Solomon didn't get in trouble for having 700 wives, 300 concubines. Solomon got in trouble because he allowed those women he was with, he didn't put them in check. He didn't tell them, look, you my wife. You got to believe, you got to get rid of them idols. Instead, he let them get him into those idols. And then that's what a lot of guys just ain't nowhere near God. So he can't really talk to you about this stuff. And them peoples, they done created a lot of stuff that will really mess up relationships. So they try to get guys to be what's called monogamous. But monogamy, and they made it where monogamy really benefits women. You see what I'm saying? So if a woman cheats, which any man outside her marriage, that's cheating. Any man she has sex with that she doesn't have that commitment to in terms of a husband. What does the word husband mean? It means it's like farming. So a husband's job is to provide, protect, to replenish, to increase the population, right? But in terms of his wife, what's his job? To provide and protect, and to cut away from her any idols or anything in her life that's not right. And if she doesn't agree to it, here's where King Ahab messed up with Jezebel. This is where the Most High had a problem with King Ahab, because King Ahab wasn't being a husband. See, y'all dudes, y'all think Mother's Day, Mother's Day. Women come up, yeah, Mother's Day you should acknowledge, and shout out to my wife who gave me 4 beautiful kids, good kids, not out here wreaking havoc, and my mother who created and incubated the seed of yours truth. But here's what I'm saying. They got away from the whole system. The Most High is a system creator. People get away from his systems, and that's where we get in trouble. That's why we are in debt financially. That's not his system. His system is to take what you get and to get more. Capitalism is God's system to get more. And the only people that are poor, were poor in biblical days, were those who were not doing his system, and those who really couldn't control it because they perhaps had sicknesses or whatever. So the people were supposed to take care of the poor, which is where a lot of rich people mess up. You see, it's kind of off subject, but on subject at the same time. Getting away from his system is where the trouble comes. What's his system? Whether my wife, whether your wife, whoever don't agree with it, take it up with God. His system is to commit to those whom which you can provide, protect, and prune, idols away from them, and teach them the word, and lead them to serving him. Listen, if a woman serves God and the man doesn't, the Bible tells her to stay with him. But if a man serves God and a woman doesn't, listen, men are permitted to divorce. Because the husband, see, this is where Solomon messed up. Solomon was allowing those wives to worship whatever they wanted to worship, and he was joining them. Where today's system, some of these dudes are what we call a simp. See, this is where the manosphere come in. See, I bring the biblical aspect of it. Ringo brings the biblical aspects of it. There's people in the manosphere that bring in the biblical aspects, but you can't say that God won't use other people who will bring in the truth about what these chicks out here doing. And people got mad at Kevin Samuel. They spitting on his grave because of the things he said. You're average at best. But did y'all watch the video? Did y'all see why he told her that? Women should have a right to think whatever they want concerning themselves. But your value is placed on you in terms of other people by other people. You see what I'm saying? Your true value is what you place on yourself. Where the delusion comes in is a lot of these women think that they have the value to get this and that they have. Their behavior and their lives has not given them that value. And this is where I come in, this is where Kevin Samuels came in, this is where many others come in. Now, of course, we're supposed to look in the mirror and judge ourselves first. But remember, a person can cast a judgment forth, and that judgment is either true or false. So is it false that most women will not submit in a marriage? Is it false that most women use sex to manipulate men? Is that false? Because when you think about it, what other than today's women, other than sex, there are a few women that I know that provide more than that. I don't know what they're doing in regards to that. Don't care. But they provide more than just that. But most, that's really all they can offer you. Now they can just like, okay, sugar can make many desserts, cakes, pies, cookies. But sugar is just one ingredient. You see what I'm saying? That's one ingredient. Women turn sex into many ingredients when it's only one ingredient. And that's the ingredient that, in terms of health, if you're not careful with it, it can cause problems. In terms of relationships, if you're not careful with it, it can cause problems. Kevin Samuels, the manosphere, Isaiah 4:1 is coming to pass. I read it to you. People are being judged for their actions. They're being judged over this OnlyFans stuff, this amateur. Where my ex? Rated videos. It's causing disgrace. They're being judged by their behavior. A wife is supposed to be subject to her husband. Now, if you ain't into the Bible thing, then how are you trying to get married? Anybody can be married, but marriage comes from the script. So if you're not going to be a wife, and shout out to Travis Kelce for dumping that chick, how you going to come against what Cam Newton said? How? That's 1 Peter chapter 3. But that's the world we live in. That's the disgrace. Unsubmissive women. Women manipulating men with sex. Women slandering men. Lying on men. Causing them to go to jail in some cases. Men not being men. You not being a man. You don't have to force people to do things with you. You not being a man. You are away from the system of God. So you don't have self-control. This is where all that them sex crimes come from. Lack of self-control. Because see, you get connected to him, he's going to give you self-control. And if you get connected to him right, he'll show you, hey man, I know, and y'all know God don't talk like this. This is just me and my voice, like how the conversation would go. I know the world got their own system, but just stick to my system, man. Don't get put in jail because you know certain things are illegal in the United States. But, you know, you can stick to my system. I'm not going to judge you. Those preachers, some of them don't know what they're talking about. Read my scripture. It's not all for me, but it's enough in there for me to help you in your life. That's how the conversation would go. People are getting away from his system. Men made babies. You were responsible for that kid. Y'all talk about, well, look, it says he stoned him. Do y'all realize that stoning, that was their police? I hope I don't get in trouble for that. That was their culture. That's what they did back then. Now, there wasn't no racism and tied to it or none of that. It was completely fair according to laws that they understood. That was passed down from generation to generation. They knew what the law was. They knew what the consequences were from getting away from the law. Now people can do all kinds of stuff. Man, I hope they let my baby go free. Get out of here. Your baby need to be a man of God and learn how to live his life. If he don't want to live right, there's a place for him on earth. And notice how it rhymes with hell. The Most High got a sense of humor too, and he got a way of getting his point across. See, I believe if people could, they would literally try to manipulate the Most High. Because what I'm noticing is the truth makes you free. But people hate the truth. The Bible says that rebuke a fool and he will hate you. Like, if a lot of people like me, I'm like, yeah, I'm being fake. I'm being fake. Now, there'll always be some that understand you because they have a love for the truth or a liking for the truth. There's others that all type of weird stuff, Sodom and Gomorrah, that they want to be in, and then they want to, I don't like Mr. Howard. I don't like Howard. Because you don't like the truth. When you see me, you seeing the truth. When people see me, they seeing a walking Bible. So they want to pick with it. Let me see. Oh, he said this. Misunderstanding what you say. You know, I don't believe he who he say he is. That's how people is. But are you going to be able to tell the Most High, you ain't believe I was who I say I was? He's going to judge you according to your works. And you can't stop it. You can't change it. You can't, Howard this, Howard that. He's going to judge you according to your works. You engaging in debaucherous sexual system of the world. When you can literally, well, we ain't gonna get into that. I got other videos about that. Of course, if you're a modern woman watching The View, watching these shows, you gonna want equal rights to a man while you be unequal. That's most women. They want you to see them the same, but pay all the bills. Give them more than they giving you. That ain't how it was in biblical days. The wives gave the husbands more than they gave them. They gave them protection. They gave them provision. They gave them understanding of things. Now these women, you just don't want no woman to challenge you. Were they challenging their husbands in the Bible? Oh, I forgot. Clearly you don't believe the Bible. You done went over here. Oh, he a misogynist. Spell it. Without a dictionary right now. Spell it. You are taking words that you don't understand. Was the Most High a misogynist? Because clearly, if you read the Bible, one would say, according to the definition of her, the devil, one would say that the Most High is a misogynist. Maybe that's what I'm going to say it. Maybe that's what she thought. That's why he got rid of her. This is the first, like I say, group of beliefs, religions that did not say or believe the Most High had a wife. Do your research. Don't tell me I'm wrong because you think you got more money than me. You got more education than me. You think you look better than me. You think you smarter than me. Think. So you won't listen to me. Like he said, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. Divorce rate is so high. The broken home rate is so high because people are in another system. People were in another system. What? No. A lot of the stuff that we see today, the sex crimes we see today, those guys wasn't doing that. They were well satisfied. Let's see. Wife 1A, Thursday and Friday. Then I'm going to take a break on the Sabbath. Then I'm going to come back Monday, wife 2. Then I'm going to let them rest. And I'm gonna start working these concubines. Now, guys, you're the only one, baby. Side, messing with girls at work. Side piece here, side piece there. And you think your father knows everything about this Bible. Clearly, he doesn't. Because if he knew everything about this Bible, why are you having sex with women that you have not legally taken as wives? Forget that marriage license. That's the government pimp game. You have not legally taken them as wives or concubines. In today's society, if you did that, you had to do it kind of against the grain. But because you're with one woman, right? Oh, I've been with my wife 30 years. Well, your wife getting lazy, buddy. So what you gonna do about all them 2 million sperm cells? And excuse me, YouTube, for using that word. I'm not going against community guidelines. Every healthy man has it. But back to what I'm saying, and in closing. I got in a conversation with 2 guys I used to work with. And they really were trying to gang up on me. And I'm thinking to myself, This is what's wrong with people. People don't do research. They think in their arrogance, oh, I got better shoes than him. I keep my beard lined. I keep my hair shaved. That don't make you better than another person. See, that's what's wrong with a lot of y'all dudes, man. Y'all spend all that time in the barbershop thinking that's making you better than another dude. Only to a dumb person. Only to a person who don't got the spirit of the Most High in them. Y'all think this stuff make you better than another dude. And you sitting up there arguing against the truth. You know what that's called? By definition, it's called ignorance. Anytime you argue against the truth, that is known as ignorance. It don't matter what you think of me, how I look, smell, act, how my glasses look, how my shoes look, how I talk. That don't matter. That only matters to ignorant people. And then they'll want to fight. But then if they lose, if I beat you up, right, and I don't want to fight nobody because that's not the way to solve your problem, but I will. And I'll do more than fight in certain situations because the only person that has a right to take my life is the Most High. But anyway, kind of off subject, but y'all know where I'm going with this. Guys will literally, my cousin, shooter, I have my cousin touch dude. Nobody worried about your cousin. Listen, don't let your ignorance is why the homicide rate is so high. Don't let your ignorance destroy your life. Just learn what you need to learn. Stop spending all that time trying to impress these women. That's why you don't know nothing, man. That's why you a simp. That's why you are a inferior husband, some of y'all. These dudes can't stand their wives, but they still with them for a house. Why? Because they're in another system. They don't understand capitalism. They don't understand how the universe works and how the Most High will bless them. So their solution is to stay with a woman they can't even stand. Or she can't stand you. She ain't giving you none. Or if she does, she just can't get moist like she did. I'ma say it. I'm the truth, man. I'ma say it. Can't get moist like she did when you first got with her. Because she's probably holding grudges against you or entitled in some way. She just, you done? Don't get it on the sheets. Good, he done. But you, in this system, that's all you can get. But guess what? If you had his system, you know what she'll be like? Oh, I got to make sure she be stretching, taking them. I got to make sure I'm ready. I got a lot of competition up in this piece. What do you guys do? I ain't cheating on you. Delete on your phone. Lying to females. Females, man. Y'all let them tell you you're a misogynist because you understand the relationship, the dynamics that you're supposed to have with them. And you, as soon as they hear this, oh, I'm his supervisor. Pick. I guarantee you, I'm going to try my best that no woman get a chance to do that again. Because I've been through that on at least 2 occasions. Well, no, maybe 4 or 5. Picking with me because I'm masculine. Picking with me because I'm an alpha male. Alpha male type. Just so y'all won't get mad, alpha male type. And to be honest with you, I always been that way. In high school, I would just sit there. I was quiet. For a number of reasons. I didn't want to get in no trouble. I wanted to handle my business because I was bad in elementary and middle school. I was horrible. So in high school, I would just had a couple fights. But I just sit there like, because that was how I felt I needed to be. In high school, yeah, gang bang going on. And people didn't even know, but I had joined something when I was in high school, and they ain't know. I be in there just like this. The teacher started talking, I started scribbling notes. First year, second year, they put me in they put me in PAT in my junior year. I was in that class. There was dudes in there throwing up pitchforks, doing all kind of stuff, playing, talking to the girl. I was in there. That was the quietest I ever was. Even in college, I was like that at first. That was game. Like, I'm not saying I'm the most outgoing person, but sometimes you just need to be quiet. When I get quiet, and I get mad at people, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. I got quiet at other times in my life when I just wanted to handle business. Like, y'all see me on these deliveries. What's the name on your order? Such and such. If they talk to me, I might talk to them a little bit. But if they don't really say nothing to me, I just stand there. Because one thing that I always want to do is conduct business the right way. Now, I fail sometimes. I got to get better. It happens. People want to hold your failures against you, but they're not going to help you. Kevin Samuels was trying to help people, and now they holding the things that they didn't like what he said against them or how he said it. That's how people is. That's how people is. But you got to learn not to be that way. You got to learn how to be in the right system in every aspect of your life. I'm going to be honest with you. They hate us in the manosphere. Oh, are you saying you in the manosphere, everything they do, you going to go down right with them? How can I go down with somebody only in the eyes of an ignorant person? How can you go down? That's like saying that every black dude that does everything he does, they could take me to jail for it. Now people in their own mind of ignorance, they can see me and judge me by what somebody else did, but that's just an ignorant mind. And that ignorant mind is why Isaiah 4:1 is coming to pass. These women is out here having uncommitted sex, and then when their insides get reconstructed, now they want the world. And that, like I told y'all, that's just like me going to a junkyard with $40,000. That's how it is for some of you women. And I told y'all, I'm coming after y'all for some of the stuff that y'all be saying. Because I wouldn't be a PROPHET if I didn't. Y'all against the Most High, His Bible, what He said a woman should be. But yet y'all hate Kevin Samuels because he was pointing it out. Y'all hate Coach Greg Black Ram, me, and all the rest of them that pointed out. Because y'all want people to take $1 million to the freaking junkyard. And don't tell me I'm going long, because your pastor that's on Sunday, he be going longer than this. You must don't watch TD Jakes. When TD Jakes preach on Sunday, it's 2 hours. You can't get points across in 5 minutes. You can't preach in 5 minutes. But the ignorance of the world, that's why it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Why? Because the world is ignorant. The world is full of lust, and that lust is why Isaiah 4:1 is coming to pass. That's why eventually people ain't going to be marrying these women. These women going to have to be coercing men to deal with them. Because most guys going to be like, man, it's more to life than this. I'm going to go get a steak by myself. I'm going to go to the movies by myself. Why? Because why you got to go see that? I don't want to go see that. Why you got to eat that? I don't even like that. Why you going to the gym? Why? Jezebel? Eventually, guys, I'm like, you know what, man? I ain't trying to be nasty. Some of them already doing it. Married men doing it. You know what, man? I'm not finna go through a song and dance with my wife. It'd be like this. Ooh. Ooh. Go in the cabinet. It's that biblical days that didn't happen. Guys like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay by myself. I can go to Vegas when I want. I can go on trips when I want. Yeah, I have a little girlfriend, but, you know. But I'm gonna close. This is The Truth Man. The channel is the No Matrix. No talking down on people because you didn't agree with them. That's Matrix behavior. You're supposed to treat everybody with respect and learn how to disagree with those who you don't want to think like them. Whether it's right or wrong. Like some people will be telling, hey, if people listen to everything, people wouldn't be on drugs and stuff. The channel is, like I said, the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. Subscribe to the channel, but do not subscribe if you ain't ready to hear the truth or my take on all subjects. If you ain't ready for that, this channel ain't for you. Go find somebody that's going to keep it simple for you. I will do another video a little later, just straight biblical. No, of course I'm going to add aspects of life to it. But I had to talk about this because I read plenty comments where people just, listen, stop caping for these women. They don't cape for you. Stop caping for these women, man. Stop. Listen, if you got the unicorn, hopefully other people can get another unicorn. Hopefully the unicorn aspect will reproduce itself. But most dudes, if they get married, they marrying a ex-choo-choo girl. One in the front, one in the back. But like I said, it's like taking $40,000 cash to a junkyard with a lot of them. They ain't even been restored. They got to be restored first, at least. Be restored. But thanks for watching.